chosen one. Listen carefully, because this is the moment heaven stood still. The instant you said yes, eternity leaned closer. Everything around you may have looked the same. Yet the unseen world erupted in motion. Two angels, brilliant, swift, unstoppable, were dispatched with your name written on their wings. Your surrender didn't go unnoticed. It became the sound that split the silence of heaven. You might not have realized it, but when your heart finally yielded, something ancient was fulfilled. The same voice that spoke galaxies into existence whispered your name again, and this time you answered. That's why light is gathering around you, even now. The air has shifted. Your atmosphere has changed. Heaven has drawn near. There was once a young man who carried the same kind of fear you've carried. He wanted purpose, but feared the cost. For years, he hesitated. Then one night, alone in a small room, lit only by a candle, he whispered, "If you still want me, Lord, I say yes." That moment, unseen to him, two angels appeared, one holding a sword, the other a scroll. Within months, his entire life shifted. Every delay he thought was denial had only been divine timing. Your journey mirrors his. You've questioned, waited, doubted, and prayed. But heaven was never ignoring you, it was preparing you. The waiting season refined your voice, burned off false desires, and built the strength needed for what comes next. When gold is purified, the fire doesn't destroy it, it reveals it. You have been in that fire. Now the reflection of God is visible in you. Look deeper. The angels that have arrived carry two gifts. One brings confirmation, the other carries restoration. One is here to ignite what's been dormant. The other is here to open what's been locked. Together, they form a divine announcement. Your time has begun. Feel the air shift as you read this. That's not your imagination. The Spirit is near, and heaven's rhythm is surrounding you. The angels stand on either side of your destiny like pillars of light. Everything that once resisted your calling is bowing now. Your yes changed the order of things. It is written in the book of Proverbs, chapter 16, verse 9. In their hearts, humans plan their course, but the Lord establishes their steps. Those words are now living inside you. Your steps are being established. The same God who commanded the Red Sea to part is aligning your path. You don't need to rush. He is already ahead of you, clearing what once seemed impossible. Close your eyes for a moment. Imagine standing on the edge of a great field at dawn. The sky is painted with gold, and the dew on the grass sparkles like tiny diamonds. Two figures of light stand before you. One extends a hand, offering strength. The other gestures toward a horizon filled with promise. You take a step, and that single step becomes a covenant between heaven and earth. Your surrender is not weakness, it's authority. You have just stepped into a divine exchange, your fear for his peace, your confusion for his clarity, your delay for his acceleration. Every storm that once tried to drown you has now become a platform for your rise. And now, the heavens are recording this moment. This is your chapter of obedience, the one angels will speak of. The darkness that tried to silence you has lost its grip. You have been chosen not because you were the loudest, but because you were willing. That is what moves God. Obedience wrapped in humility. So if these words touch something deep inside you, don't overthink it. Leave your mark in the comments below. Just write 77. Let it be a sign between you and heaven that your spirit agrees with this call. And if you sense that this message carries the fragrance of truth, then take a small act of faith, like, share, and subscribe, not as routine, but as alignment. You're not just engaging with words, you're partnering with a move of God. Each click becomes a ripple that reaches another chosen one, still hiding in silence. Look up. Chosen one. The sky above you is open. The two angels are here, one bearing fire, the other carrying peace. The Lord himself is smiling, because your yes is now echoing through eternity. The beginning of your new season has already begun. So walk forward with confidence. Every step you take is guided. Every breath you draw is seen. Heaven celebrates your obedience. This is your divine beginning, sealed in glory forever. When your yes reached heaven, it created a sound, one unlike any other. It wasn't loud in the physical realm, but it thundered through the corridors of eternity. The sound of surrender carries a frequency that both angels and demons recognize. Heaven hears it as worship. Hell hears it as defeat. That moment, the gates of heaven trembled not from instability, but from joy. The king rose from his throne, because one more heart had chosen him freely. The echo of that sound traveled through layers of light, and the two angels assigned to you responded instantly. They were not chosen randomly. They had been waiting since the beginning. Silent guardians stationed near the throne, holding sealed orders written in divine ink. The seal broke the moment you surrendered. A flash of light erupted, and their wings expanded with holy urgency. One whispered to the other, "The time has come." Across the veil, the darkness felt it too. The enemy, who once whispered lies into your fatigue, shuddered at the vibration. Because obedience dismantles the infrastructure of evil, it silences confusion. It breaks the rhythm of spiritual delay. What you did quietly in your room became a declaration of war in the unseen world. The sound that left your lips carried authority because it was born from surrender, not pride. There is a purity in brokenness that hell cannot counterfeit. It's the sound of a heart fully aligned with heaven's will. You didn't need a stage, a crowd, or applause. Heaven was your audience, and God was your witness. Somewhere, in the stillness of your prayer, a divine trumpet sounded. That's when the vibration reached the gates. The angels guarding those gates recognized your voice, not your earthly tone, but your spirit's frequency. They had heard it before, long ago, when you were still spirit in his presence. That's why your yes didn't have to travel far. It was simply coming home. There's a truth many overlook. Heaven doesn't respond to volume, it responds to authenticity. God hears the silent cries that never leave your throat. He counts the tears that fall into your pillow and reads the prayers you can't even form into words. The sound that shook the gates wasn't loud, it was true. As written in the Songs of David in the book of Psalms, chapter 34, verse 15, "The eyes of the Lord are on the righteous, and his ears are attentive to their cry." That cry, the whisper of faith in the dark, was enough. It carried more power than 1,000 shouts of empty praise. When heaven heard it, the gates opened like the dawn. The angels flew forth, leaving trails of gold and wind, carrying heaven's response to your faith. Imagine, for a moment, The throne room itself, vast, filled with radiant light like liquid glass. Countless beings of glory stand in silence as the sound of your surrender reaches the center. The king extends his hand, and a ripple moves outward like waves on water. Every ripple carries instruction. Every wave carries blessing. That is how heaven organizes divine motion through obedience. One of the angels, the taller of the two, turns to the living creatures near the throne and says, "The appointed one has spoken." Instantly, songs break forth from voices that have never known fatigue. Music, not of this earth, fills the space, declaring your alignment with destiny. That's the kind of celebration obedience provokes. It's not about your position, your history, or your failures. It's about recognition, heaven recognizing its own voice in you. There's an old saying in the realms above: every yes on earth births a movement in heaven. You may think you're small, but your spirit carries a resonance built before time. The moment you yielded, the resonance was reactivated. Heaven moves not in haste, but in harmony, and you've become part of its melody. The sound that shook the gate still echoes now. You may feel it subtly, like a warmth in your chest, a peace in your steps, a lightness in your atmosphere. That's how the spiritual realm manifests change, gently, steadily, unmistakably. Even now, the angels draw near to complete what has been initiated. They are not just messengers, they are executors of divine will. They bring clarity where confusion once ruled. They strengthen the weak, quiet the storms, and prepare the path ahead. What began as a whisper has now become a movement. The sound that shook the gates is still traveling through time, carrying your name, your destiny, and your calling into places you've yet to step into. It will not fade, because it was birthed by truth. So rest, chosen one. The gates of heaven have already opened for you. The angels are moving, and the sound that began with your surrender is still reshaping eternity. You may not see them, but the two angels assigned to you are already close. Their arrival wasn't symbolic, it was strategic. Each one carries something distinct from heaven's treasury, prepared for the very season you are entering now. They have been waiting for the sound of your obedience, and once that word left your lips, their wings caught divine wind. One stands at your right hand. His presence feels like fire. When he moves, you'll sense a stirring in your spirit, a sudden rise of boldness and clarity. He is the messenger of fire. His task is to awaken what was sleeping inside you, to ignite purpose that fear tried to bury. He whispers reminders of who you are, and when he speaks, hesitation dissolves. He strengthens faith until your doubt burns to ashes. The other stands to your left. His aura feels like calm light, gentle yet commanding. He is the keeper of doors. Every opportunity that seemed locked, every path that once led to disappointment, is under his supervision. He doesn't force doors open. He unlocks them in divine timing. You'll notice the difference. When he moves, alignment happens effortlessly. Calls return. Situations shift. What was once chaos begins to organize itself. Together, they move like rhythm and melody, fire and peace working in harmony. The first clears the ground. The second builds the way forward. They are not here to serve your comfort, but to establish your purpose. And they don't work randomly. They follow the word that was spoken over you before you were born. As you go about your day, you may start noticing subtle confirmations. moments that feel divinely orchestrated, faces that seem familiar, though you've never met, words that echo your private prayers. Those are not coincidences. They are signs of the angels fulfilling their assignment. There's a story of a woman named Ilara, someone who once doubted that God could still use her. Life had broken her in ways she didn't talk about. But one night, she dreamed of two luminous figures standing at her window, one holding a torch, the other a golden key. When she awoke, she felt peace for the first time in years. Within days, an old door of opportunity reopened, and she stepped into a purpose she thought was gone forever. That's what happens when the angels of fire and doors arrive. They carry restoration where despair once lived. Heaven speaks through the writings of the psalmist. Chapter 91, verse 11. For he will command his angels concerning you to guard you in all your ways. That is not poetry, it's reality. You are being guarded, guided, and positioned. The angels are not symbols, they are assignments. They respond to obedience, to faith, to purity of intent. You do not have to call them. They already recognize your surrender as their signal. Picture this: the messenger of fire walks ahead of you through a dark forest, and every branch of fear bursts into flame, clearing the path. The keeper of doors follows behind, sealing shut every exit that would lead you back into confusion. You are being guided through destiny's corridor, step by step. And sometimes their work looks ordinary. The sudden inspiration to forgive, the unexpected peace after prayer, the courage to apply again, to speak again, to believe again. Those are not emotions, they are angelic nudges. The supernatural often disguises itself in simplicity so that faith remains your compass. So when you sense warmth without reason, when calm floods your heart amid chaos, whisper quietly, "I know you're near." That acknowledgement honors heaven's presence. It reminds both realms, light and darkness, that you are aware, awake, and aligned. If this message resonates deeply in your spirit, type, "I see them below," not as superstition, but as declaration. You're acknowledging that you recognize heaven's movement. Every comment becomes a testimony, every word a stone in the altar of remembrance that heaven builds around obedience. The angels are not distant, they are beside you now. You don't need proof, you only need awareness. Their arrival is the proof of your calling, their nearness, the confirmation of your readiness. They will not leave until the purpose is fulfilled. Walk forward, knowing this: you are never outnumbered. You walk with heaven's army beside you. The angels carry both light and authority, and because you said yes, they now call you by your true name, chosen. So when life grows silent, remember, the silence is not absence. It's preparation. The angels are still working, even when you can't feel them. Quiet seasons often hold the loudest miracles, and when breakthrough unfolds, don't rush past it. Pause. Recognize it as heaven's response to your endurance. Every victory you witness will be the echo of unseen battles already won for you. There comes a sacred moment in every chosen one's journey when the breaking begins not to destroy, but to release. It is the hour when heaven's light starts pressing against the walls of your past, shattering the chains that have kept you from walking freely. You may not have seen them, but they were there, chains of fear, of shame, of comparison. or of memories that replayed like ghosts in the background. The angels that now walk with you have been given authority to break them. The breaking doesn't always sound like victory. Sometimes it sounds like tears. Sometimes it looks like loss. But every fragment falling to the ground is proof that freedom is near. Heaven never dismantles what still serves your destiny. It only breaks what imprisons it. Imagine a piece of glass held to the light. At first, it seems beautiful, transparent, harmless, but under the surface, cracks run deep. When heat touches it, the cracks glow red, and then it bursts apart. The breaking reveals both weakness and strength. That is what God is doing within you right now, exposing what can no longer stay hidden, so that only truth remains. The messenger of fire stands near you during this process. His flame does not consume you. It consumes what once limited you. There is purpose in the heat. Every lie that told you you were unworthy begins to melt away. Every false identity that attached itself to your heart begins to fall off. You may feel discomfort, even grief. But that's the sound of old bondages being undone. The prophet Isaiah declared in his writings, chapter 61, verse 1, "He has sent me to bind up the brokenhearted, to proclaim freedom for the captives and release from darkness for the prisoners." This is what the angels are carrying out on your behalf. They are the living instruments of that verse, working through the quiet corners of your life. They go where human hands cannot reach, deep into your memories, your patterns, your hidden fears, and they begin the holy undoing. Breaking often feels lonely. The world doesn't see what's happening inside. You may even think something has gone wrong, that your faith is weaker, your prayers unheard. But heaven calls it transformation. The cocoon must crack before the wings unfold. There was once a man named Aaron, a builder by trade. Strong on the outside but fractured within. He had carried guilt for years over something he couldn't change. No sermon could free him. But one night, as he prayed in silence, he felt warmth around his wrists. He opened his eyes and saw nothing. But the weight he'd carried for decades was gone. Later, he realized the angels had broken the invisible chains. From that night, he spoke differently. He walked differently. He was finally light again. You, too, are being rebuilt in silence. Every limitation you accepted as normal is being rewritten by heaven's touch. The angels are not rushing, they are precise. Each crack they expose has purpose. Every release is measured by love. Picture your soul as a great vessel, its surface once dull, covered with years of dust. The messenger of fire burns away the residue. The keeper of doors polishes what remains. Together, they prepare you for new wine, new assignments, new visibility. For what is coming, you must be light enough to carry glory without breaking under it. The breaking of the old chains is not punishment, it's the unlocking of potential. The moment you feel the last fragment of fear snap, you'll also feel a surge of peace that words can't describe. That peace isn't the absence of conflict, it's the presence of authority. This process will also reveal truths you've avoided. You'll see where you've been holding on to pain because it felt familiar. You'll realize that some of what you called loyalty was actually bondage. But don't fear that realization, it's part of healing. Revelation precedes restoration. Even now, heaven watches quietly as the final links of those chains fall. The angels stand with drawn swords of light. cutting ties to everything that has drained your joy. And as they move, they leave trails of gold dust in the air, a symbol that what once bound you has now become your testimony. When the breaking is complete, you will not only walk freer, you will carry authority to help others be free. You will speak words that unlock others. You will move through rooms and shift atmospheres without even trying, because those who have been delivered become deliverers. Those who were once prisoners become the ones who lead others out. So if life feels heavy, still, or uncertain, do not misinterpret it. The breaking is happening, but only because heaven trusts what will emerge. The fire will pass, but you will remain, glowing brighter, lighter, and unshakably whole. Heaven's scroll has been unrolled, and your name is written upon it in radiant ink. For so long, that scroll waited in silence, sealed, guarded, untouched, because heaven does not release destiny before obedience. But when you said yes, the seal cracked open, and light spilled out like rivers of fire. Now the words of your divine purpose are being read aloud in heaven's courts. The moment of unveiling has come. The keeper of doors stands beside the scroll, his fingers tracing the lines written before time began. Every word glows, each one a chapter of your calling. Some lines carry the fragrance of old prayers. Others are yet to be written through your choices ahead. Together, they form a masterpiece of redemption. Nothing in your story was wasted. Even the mistakes were written into the melody of purpose. As the scroll is read, heaven listens. Angels bow their heads. The sound of those words vibrates through the realms like a sacred song, and in that moment, all that tried to oppose you is silenced. Because when heaven speaks your name, the noise of the world must fade. The Spirit spoke long ago through the prophet Jeremiah. Chapter 29, verse 11. For I know the plans I have for you, declares the Lord. Plans to prosper you and not to harm you. Plans to give you hope and a future. Those words are not general, they are personal. The scroll in heaven carries their echo, line after line. The fire of purpose that once felt distant is now within reach. You are no longer wandering, you are being guided by divine handwriting. But here's something sacred. Heaven does not force what it reveals. It invites. The scroll is not a command, it's a covenant of choice. You still have the power to walk in step with destiny or to remain in comfort. Heaven never demands, it waits with open hands. Imagine standing in a grand library of light. Around you, countless scrolls float, each glowing faintly. An angel approaches, holding yours delicate, gold-edged, pulsing softly. This, he says, is your story. The moment you touch it, warmth floods your being. You realize the author himself is waiting for you to turn the page. Every choice you make from here writes something new. Every act of forgiveness, every moment of faith. Every time you choose light over bitterness, it adds new words to that scroll. Heaven does not erase, it redeems. What was once your pain becomes poetry in his hand. This is why surrender matters. The scroll doesn't unfold all at once. It reveals itself in rhythm with your trust. And when trust deepens, revelation widens. Sometimes the angels carry the scroll near your heart, whispering portions of it through dreams or divine coincidences. Other times, they hide it because mystery matures faith. If you knew everything at once, you might rush. and destiny cannot be rushed. You may sense now the stirring of unseen pages turning. New names are being written beside yours, people you will impact, lives forever altered by your obedience. You are not merely walking a path, you are writing history with heaven. Now, pause. Breathe. Can you feel it, the pull of eternity brushing your present moment? The divine author watching, smiling. As you consider your next step, if this message stirs something within you, let that feeling rise like gentle wind. Don't push it away. Let it whisper a quiet commitment in your heart. I will walk with heaven. And if your heart agrees, let your action mirror your faith. In this digital world, every touch can become a symbol. When you like, it's acknowledgement. I receive this truth. When you share, it becomes ministry. You send light into timelines where despair has lived too long. And when you subscribe, it's a promise to stay connected to the river that refreshes your spirit. Think of it this way. Each gesture is a petal falling into the river of destiny. Small, yet sacred. Heaven notices every movement of the faithful, like unseen doves taking flight. Every like, share, subscribe becomes part of the wind that carries your obedience upward. Your story is not waiting to begin, it is unfolding now. The scroll is open, the ink is alive. The angels wait for your next word, your next act of courage. Lift your eyes for a moment. See yourself beneath an endless sky. Pages of light drifting around you, each one carrying the fragrance of heaven's promise. This is your script written by divine hands. And you have just turned to a new page. What comes next is not coincidence, it is continuation. Walk forward in peace, for the author is still writing, and the story will end in glory. When heaven releases a decree, the earth begins to respond. The moment the scroll of your destiny was opened, creation itself shifted. Invisible patterns started rearranging, aligning themselves with divine timing. What once felt delayed is now in motion. What seemed closed is now beginning to unlock. The angels sent to you are not only warriors, they are weavers. They pull threads from the tapestry of heaven and weave them into the moments of your everyday life. A chance meeting, a sudden inspiration, a door you didn't even know existed opening before you. These are not accidents. They are the results of divine synchronization. Sometimes, you'll notice the alignment, subtly, a sense of peace in moments that once caused anxiety. A rhythm returning to what once felt chaotic. At other times, the alignment roars like thunder. Everything shifts at once. The old order collapses, and a new one stands. Heaven's decree is never weak. It always carries weight. It is declared in the book of Romans, chapter 8, verse 28. And we know that in all things God works for the good of those who love Him, who have been called according to His purpose. That verse isn't a comforting phrase, it's a law in the Spirit. Once heaven speaks, everything begins to cooperate with purpose. Even what was meant for harm must bow and serve destiny. Imagine standing in a great field after a storm. The wind has torn through. The trees lean. The ground is damp. But in that aftermath, you notice something miraculous. New shoots pushing through the soil, green and alive. The storm didn't destroy the seed, it activated it. That's what heaven's decree does. It shakes what was temporary to awaken what is eternal. There's a story about a woman named Mara. She lost everything in one season: her job, her health, and her faith in herself. Yet, in her lowest moment, she whispered, "If this breaking still leads to you, I'll stay." That whisper was all heaven needed. Within months, she began noticing divine alignments. A stranger offered her a job. A doctor found the treatment that restored her strength. And peace returned where fear once ruled. It wasn't luck, it was alignment responding to surrender. Heaven's decree is like wind. You cannot see it, but you can see what it moves. It rearranges everything connected to your obedience. The angels walk before you, clearing the path, while the Spirit breathes through every detail you once thought insignificant. You may not feel like anything is happening, but remember, heaven moves in dimensions deeper than sight. It is rearranging hearts, shifting seasons, softening hardened ground. The same God who commanded light to burst from darkness is now commanding purpose to burst from delay. Do not be discouraged when you can't see immediate results. Alignment is often silent before it becomes visible. Think of the roots beneath the soil. They expand unseen before the flower blooms. Heaven is cultivating beneath your surface. Right now, the two angels are standing on either side of the decree that carries your name. One breathes over it with fire. The other marks it with light. As they move, circumstances bend to their touch. What was once impossible is quietly finding its way to you. There will be moments where everything seems to happen at once. The right person calling, the right door opening, the right opportunity emerging. Don't mistake that flood for coincidence. It's the manifestation of heaven's decree meeting earth's obedience. And when that moment comes, pause and acknowledge it. Whisper, "I see the alignment." Gratitude keeps the rhythm steady. When you honor what heaven arranges, the arrangement multiplies. If this truth resonates deep within you, if something in you feels that quiet confirmation that heaven is moving, then leave a mark of faith below. Write 333 inches the comments. Let that number become your silent Amen. Your agreement with divine order. You're not typing a symbol. You're marking alignment in motion. Remember, chosen one, nothing in your life is random anymore. The delays, the redirections, the sudden openings, all of it now dances to heaven's rhythm. You are standing in the center of a divine choreography, and every movement has meaning. Walk gently, but with confidence. The decree has been spoken. The angels are at work. And everything, yes, everything is turning toward your good. So when sudden peace fills the space that once held worry, know this: heaven's alignment is completing its circle. Peace is not the absence of motion, it's the sign that motion is divine. And when new doors open, don't rush through blindly. Pause. Look around and recognize every open path is heaven's signature across time, reminding you that obedience always calls miracles into form. The first angel steps forward, his presence radiant and fierce. Cloaked in living flame, he is the messenger of fire, the one sent to awaken what has slept too long inside you. His voice is not gentle, but it is pure. When he speaks, his words burn away confusion. When he moves, old fears lose their power. This is the angel of activation, sent to ignite the gifts buried beneath years of silence and doubt. His fire is not meant to harm, it refines. He stands before you with eyes like molten gold, and wherever he walks, clarity follows. You may not see him with your eyes, but you'll feel his movement in your spirit, in the moments when courage suddenly replaces hesitation, when your heart beats faster at the thought of stepping into purpose. As the Apostle Paul reminded Timothy in the second letter, chapter 1, verse 6, "Fan into flame the gift of God, which is in you through the laying on of hands." Oh, the messenger of fire carries the breath of that verse. His task is to fan the flame, to stir your dormant faith until it becomes unstoppable. He has been assigned to you not to make life easier, but to make you unshakable. Every chosen one must pass through the fire, because fire doesn't just test, it reveals. Think of gold hidden beneath rock. Before it shines, it must face heat. Before its worth is seen, it must be purified. That is what this angel's presence does. He walks into the hidden chambers of your soul, setting light to every dark corner. The shadows flee, not because they're chaste, but because they cannot survive his light. There's a story of a man named Caleb who once prayed for courage. He didn't realize courage doesn't arrive quietly, it comes with fire. For months, everything around him seemed to burn. His job ended. Friendships changed. Familiar routines dissolved. Yet through it all, a strange peace remained. Later, he said, "The fire didn't take anything I needed. It just revealed who I was." That is the work of the messenger of fire. When he draws near, you might feel like life is shaking, but it's not destruction, it's purification. He burns away everything that keeps you from recognizing your true identity. The fire doesn't simply change circumstances, it changes you. Close your eyes for a moment and imagine a vast field at night. A single spark touches the ground, and what was once cold and barren bursts into light. The fire spreads not wildly, but purposefully illuminating the path ahead. That's how the messenger works. His flames are strategic. He doesn't burn to destroy, he burns to guide. Sometimes his work is internal, a thought that won't leave, a dream that reignites, a sudden passion to start what you once abandoned. Other times, it's external circumstances rearranging so that you can no longer stay where you've been. Either way, it's all the same fire leading you forward. And though this angel's presence can feel overwhelming, it carries beauty. Fire dances, it sings, it transforms ordinary things into radiant form. In the same way, his presence turns ordinary obedience into divine brilliance. You begin to speak differently, think differently, love differently. The flame refines not only your purpose, but your perception. The messenger of fire is heaven's answer to stagnation. He refuses to let you live small. Every time you settle, he stirs the embers again. Every time you lose sight, he sends sparks into your thoughts. He is relentless because he knows your calling carries eternal weight. You might wonder why life has recently felt intense, why prayers seem to lead into challenge rather than comfort. It's because you are walking with fire now. The angel is near, and his presence ensures that nothing lifeless can stay attached to you. You are being forged, strengthened, and prepared for impact. As he moves through your life, you'll find that people who no longer align with your path begin to fade. Opportunities that once attracted you will no longer satisfy. This isn't rejection, it's redirection. The flame is focusing your heart toward purpose, not preference. When the messenger's work is complete, you'll carry a new kind of peace, a peace that doesn't depend on calm, but on clarity. You'll walk through storms without fear because you'll know fire lives within you now. So if things around you feel like they're burning, don't panic. Step closer. Watch the light. Trust the process. The same fire that consumes the unnecessary will illuminate your destiny. The messenger of fire is not your destroyer, he is your awakener. The second angel moves with quiet authority, his steps as soft as light passing through mist, while the first burns. This one builds. He is called the keeper of doors, the guardian of divine access, where the messenger of fire refines your spirit. The keeper of doors positions your path. He does not come with thunder or flame, but with the still assurance of destiny unfolding exactly as it should. When he enters a room, doors respond, not the wooden kind that swing on hinges, but doors of opportunity, revelation, and timing. You'll recognize his movement when impossibilities begin to turn into invitations, when paths that once refused to open suddenly respond to your presence. His touch is not loud, yet it carries the weight of divine authority. The vision of John, recorded in the book of Revelation, chapter 3, verse 8z. I have placed before you an open door that no one can shut. I know that you have little strength, yet you have kept my word and have not denied my name. And that verse lives inside the keeper's hands. He holds keys forged by obedience. Each key represents a step of faith. You've taken every yes, every surrender, every act of trust. The keeper uses those keys to unlock doors you could never open by effort alone. The way he works often defies human logic. While the messenger of fire prepares you internally, the keeper of doors prepares the world around you. He shifts hearts, aligns moments, softens what was hard, and turns rejection into redirection. You might think you're losing something when a door closes, but he is merely rerouting you toward the one that leads to purpose. He moves like wind through corridors, unseen. You might wake one morning with a sudden idea that feels divine, a phone call that comes at the right time, or an unexpected encounter that changes everything. These are not coincidences. They are the echoes of the keeper's footsteps. There's a story of a woman named Lara, who had prayed for years for one open door, a chance to step into her calling as a teacher of hope. Every opportunity she chased seemed to vanish. But one morning, as she prayed, she heard in her spirit, "Stop knocking on every door. Wait at the one I have chosen." So she waited. 3 months later, a single invitation came from a place she never expected. That door led her into the life she'd always been prepared for. The keeper had been working all along, not delaying, but designing. When this angel is near, you may feel a strange calm after seasons of striving. That calm isn't emptiness, it's alignment. It means heaven's timing is synchronizing with your readiness. Some doors don't open because your heart is still healing. Others wait because the right connections are still being positioned. The keeper ensures that when you walk through, you will be sustained, not overwhelmed. Imagine walking down a hallway of light. Around you, countless doors shimmer, some already open, some still sealed. The keeper walks beside you, silent, his hands glowing faintly. Each time you approach a door not meant for you, he places his hand on your shoulder and shakes his head gently. When you reach the right one, he smiles, and the lock turns by itself. You do not need to force entry into divine timing. His presence teaches patience as much as progress. You begin to realize that closed doors are not punishments. They are protections. Heaven never denies you what would fulfill you. It only delays what would destroy you. The keeper's restraint is mercy. When you feel forgotten, remember that this angel never sleeps. While you rest, he is negotiating your next season, arranging divine meetings, stirring hearts on your behalf. There are people you've yet to meet whose prayers are already intersecting with yours because the keeper has aligned them in heaven's schedule. Sometimes his work is silent because he's sealing doors from your past relationships. Habits, patterns that once led you away from peace. You might feel loss when he closes them, but every closed door echoes with the sound of protection. And then, one day, without striving, without warning, a door opens and everything makes sense. You'll look back and realize that what felt like delay was preparation. What seemed like silence was orchestration. The keeper of doors was never absent. He was simply waiting for your readiness to match heaven's timing. So, walk forward gently. Don't chase doors, follow peace. The keeper is near, his hands steady, his purpose clear. Every lock that holds your next chapter is already responding to the sound of your obedience. The path ahead is not being built as you walk. It was prepared long before you arrived. When light awakens, darkness notices. The moment you began walking in alignment, the spiritual atmosphere shifted and the realm of darkness took notice. Hell never fights the silent. It wages war against the awakened. The two angels beside you, the messenger of fire and the keeper of doors, stand ready because your obedience has drawn attention. You are not being attacked because you are weak. You are being opposed because you are effective. Every chosen one faces this moment, the confrontation between light and shadow, between purpose and resistance. But fear not. The angels assigned to you have seen darker battles and prevailed before time began. The Apostle Paul wrote in his letter to the Ephesians, chapter 6, verse 12, "For our struggle is not against flesh and blood, but against the rulers, the powers of this dark world, and the forces of evil. The battle is real, yet unseen. You may sense it as sudden discouragement, unexpected chaos, or emotional fatigue. But what feels like confusion is often interference. The enemy trembles when obedience gains momentum. The moment you said, yes, spiritual ground shifted, and not everyone in the unseen world celebrated. The messenger of fire steps forward first, his sword gleaming with divine heat. Every lie that once whispered, "You are not enough," shrinks before his flame. He moves swiftly, cutting through despair, reminding darkness that your name is registered in heaven. The keeper of doors follows, sealing off the paths the enemy once used to reach you. They work in perfect rhythm. One defends, the other preserves. You are surrounded, not by fear, but by holy fire. The same God who called you does not abandon you at the first sign of battle. His protection is not fragile, it's fortified. Every attack you've survived so far was proof that your covering holds. There's a story of a man named Joel. Every time he stepped closer to purpose, conflict erupted around him, friendships strained, finance dried up, peace vanished. He thought he had done something wrong, but one night, as he prayed in exhaustion, he heard a voice in his spirit. "You are not being punished, you are being proven." The next morning, his situation began to shift. The fire that felt unbearable became the sign that victory was near. The same is true for you. Resistance does not mean abandonment. It means promotion is approaching. Darkness does not waste energy on what does not threaten it. If you feel the heat of opposition, it's because you're carrying light that threatens shadows. The angels beside you don't merely defend, they teach you warfare. You begin to recognize patterns, the same doubts, distractions, or delays that always arise right before breakthrough. Once you see the pattern, you break it. That's when the enemy loses power, when you stop reacting and start discerning. Picture a vast plain under a storming sky. Clouds gather, winds howl. Yet in the center, you stand, surrounded by a dome of light. The angels stand beside you, wings unfurled, unbothered by the storm. Lightning flashes, but none of it touches you. That's what spiritual protection looks like, not absence of conflict, but immunity in the midst of it. The messenger of fire raises his sword again. This time, he doesn't strike, he speaks. His words echo through the air. What God has sealed cannot be stolen. In that declaration, your atmosphere changes. The keeper of doors seals the boundaries, closing access to every whisper of despair. You may still feel pressure, but inside that pressure is promise. Every challenge becomes a training ground for authority. You are learning to stand, not shrink, to speak, not tremble, to pray, not panits. This is what being chosen feels like. It's not easy, but it's eternal. So when you wake up to another day of uncertainty, don't assume you're losing ground. Heaven often hides victories inside battles. Every moment you refuse to give up, light advances. Every prayer you whisper in weariness becomes a strike against the darkness. If this word meets you in that moment between fear and faith, deep light still wins below. These three words are not mere text, they are declaration. When you write them, heaven reads them as a decree that you stand with light, that you refuse to surrender your ground, that you know no shadow lasts forever. Your comment becomes more than agreement, it becomes alignment. In that simple phrase, light still wins, you join heaven's chorus that has been singing since creation. The darkness may rage, but it cannot rewrite what God already finished. You are the proof that light keeps rising. You are not fragile. You are forged. You walk with angels, clothed in authority, carrying a light that terrifies the darkness. The war is real, but so is your victory. The moment you said, yes, the outcome was already written. Light wins. Always. The mantle descends not like a garment of fabric, but like wind alive, weightless, holy. It wraps around you in silence, unseen by human eyes, yet undeniable in its presence. It doesn't arrive because you earned it. It comes because you endured. Every fire you walked through, every tear that soaked your pillow, every yes whispered through trembling lips has woven this mantle into existence. It rests on your shoulders now, the evidence of heaven's trust. It does not shine with vanity, but hums with purpose. This is not a crown of comfort, it is a cloak of calling. And though it feels soft in spirit, it carries the density of eternity. The angels step closer. The messenger of fire bows his head as his flame dims to reverence. The keeper of doors kneels, presenting a key of light that bears your name. You stand between them, your breath shallow, your heart awake. For a moment, time halts. The air thickens with meaning, the mantle settles, and heaven records the moment as your commissioning. Heaven's word recorded in the book of Joshua, chapter 1, verse 9. Have I not commanded you? Be strong and courageous. Do not be afraid. Do not be discouraged. For the Lord your God will be with you always. Those words are now part of the mantle's fabric. Each syllable is sewn into your spirit. Strength and courage no longer depend on emotion. They are inheritance. Wherever you walk, the weight of God's presence will walk with you. There's a story told among the angels about a woman named Aline. She once believed she had lost her purpose after years of disappointment. But when her heart turned back toward God in surrender, the mantle descended quietly as she prayed one dawn. She said later, I didn't feel chosen that morning, but I felt covered. From that day, her life shifted. Doors opened, not because she chased them, but because heaven recognized the one wearing its colors. The mantle carries the scent of assignment. It draws divine recognition. The world may not understand it. But spirito. Wherever you step, alignment follows. People will not see fabric, but they will sense weight. They'll feel something shift when you speak, because the mantle amplifies your presence into purpose. It's not a reward, it's responsibility. The mantle marks you as one who will speak when others stay silent, love when others turn away, and hope when others fear. The angels will walk with you to sustain it, but the choice to carry it is yours. Now, pause for a moment. Breathe deeply. Imagine that mantle shimmering gold, silver, woven with threads of light, flowing gently across your shoulders. It's like dawn resting on your skin. You are wrapped in heaven's craftsmanship, carrying something eternal through time. If you could see yourself through heaven's eyes, you would stand taller. You would know that this covering is not temporary, it is covenant. It cannot be stolen, though it can be neglected. Protect it with prayer, feed it with obedience, and let it move with you through seasons of both silence and song. And now, as this mantle rests fully upon you, the angels wait for your response. Not words movement. Heaven speaks not only through sermons, but through gestures of faith. When you like this message, think of it as touching the edge of the mantle, acknowledging its presence upon you. When you share, imagine it as passing the corner of that same garment to someone still standing in the cold, letting them feel a fragment of its warmth. And when you subscribe, see it not as routine, but as choosing to walk with those walking beneath the same covering, united by light, upheld by grace. Each act becomes more than a click. It becomes a continuation of the mantle's movement, a wind carrying the sound of faith across the earth. Picture petals rising in slow motion, lifted by invisible air currents. That's what your actions do. They rise, they drift, and they find those meant to receive them. Heaven counts each one, not as numbers, but as affirmations of faith. This is not about obligation, it's about participation. You're not following content, you're responding to calling. Every gesture becomes a prayer, every share a seed, every connection a thread in heaven's unfolding tapestry. As the mantle rests upon you, the atmosphere adjusts. What once felt uncertain now feels sacred. The air itself recognizes what you carry, You may not see it yet, but everything around you does. Step forward gently. The mantle moves with you like a whisper of dawn, soft, sure, unstoppable. The story of your obedience is still being written, but today, the pen rests in your hand. Carry this mantle with reverence, and let your every act of love, kindness, and faith spread its glow. The air around you begins to shift again. The fire that once burned to refine has now given way to wind a rushing, cleansing breath from heaven itself. It moves through your spirit, not to test, but to purify. You have been mantled with calling, but now comes the washing that prepares you for endurance. This is the cleansing wind of the Spirit. It does not come with destruction. It comes with tenderness. It touches the very places you've tried to hide. It reaches where sermons can't reach, where words fall silent. This wind is the Spirit's way of gathering the fragments of who you were and aligning them with who you are becoming. The messenger of fire steps back as the keeper of doors opens a space in the unseen. Between them flows the wind, transparent, holy, unstoppable. It moves like water, but breathes like air. When it passes through you, memories surface, old wounds, regrets, fears that once defined you. Yet instead of pain, there's peace. Instead of shame, there's release. The Lord spoke through the prophet Ezekiel, chapter 36, verse 26. I will give you a new heart and put a new spirit in you. I will remove from you your heart of stone and give you a heart of flesh. That verse is the essence of this moment. The wind carries the promise of renewal. It is not an external act. It is the reordering of your inner world. What was hardened by disappointment is being softened by divine compassion. You might not feel the change all at once. Sometimes the wind works gently through quiet mornings when you feel unexplainable calm, through tears that come without warning, through forgiveness you never thought possible. The Spirit doesn't rush transformation. It breathes it slowly, until what once felt heavy begins to lift. There was a man named Darius who carried bitterness like armor. He had been betrayed by those he trusted most. And for years, he refused to let anyone close. But one night, as he sat alone, a soft breeze entered his room. No open window, no explanation. He felt warmth cover him, and tears followed. From that moment, the grip of anger began to loosen. Within months, reconciliation bloomed where hatred once lived. That's how the cleansing wind works. It heals without announcement. You are in that same current now. The Spirit is untangling what grief twisted, washing away the ashes left by your old battles. Every inhale becomes prayer. Every exhale becomes release. Even your silence becomes sacred. Imagine yourself standing on the shore after a storm. The sky is pale blue again. The waves gentle. The air smells new. That's what your soul looks like now, freshly washed, quietly restored. The angels stand at a distance, watching in reverence, because even they know only the Spirit can heal the human heart this way. This cleansing is not punishment, it's promotion. Before heaven expands your reach, it restores your roots. The Spirit doesn't want you to carry residue into new territory. Old fears cannot live in fresh anointing. That's why the wind revisits your memories, not to reopen pain, but to sweep away what lingers. Sometimes the Spirit will bring to mind people you thought you'd forgotten. Don't resist it. That's heaven's way of healing old wounds. A single whispered prayer for them can close chapters that have been spiritually unfinished for years. The wind finishes what time could not. You may feel tears rising as you read these words. Don't hold them back. Tears are the language of cleansing. They are the water of the Spirit's renewal. Proof that hardness is breaking and newness is forming. When the cleansing is complete, you'll notice subtle shifts. You'll hear God's voice more clearly. You'll sense peace in places where anxiety used to rule. The noise of self-doubt will fade, replaced by quiet confidence. The Spirit doesn't just purify, it redefines. The wind doesn't end with you, it flows through you. Everywhere you go, others will sense something different, something refreshing. They may not have words for it, but they will feel peace near you, like standing under shade on a hot day. That's the evidence of cleansing. You become a carrier of calm. So let the wind continue its work. Let it move freely through your thoughts, your emotions, your memories. Don't resist its touch. Every part of you that once felt closed off is opening again to grace. And as you stand in that wind, you realize what God cleanses. He also commissions. The fire revealed your strength. The mantle marked your authority. But the wind, it restores your soul. You are whole again, lighter than before, ready for the next unfolding. When the night grows quiet, heaven often speaks in dreams, not the kind born of restless minds, but those woven by the Spirit, dreams that carry messages too weighty for waking hours. These visions come like whispers from eternity, sent to guide, confirm, or comfort. For those who are chosen, they are not random, they are reminders that heaven is still speaking. In this season, as you have walked through fire, doors, and wind, your spirit has become attuned to divine frequency. Now the language of heaven begins to find you in the stillness of sleep. These are not ordinary dreams. They are glimpses of what is to come. The two angels who have walked beside you remain near as guardians of these visions, one illuminating meaning, the other guarding memory, so that you wake carrying revelation instead of confusion. It is revealed in the writings of Job, chapter 33, verse 15, in a dream, in a vision of the night. When deep sleep falls on people as they slumber in their beds, and that verse holds mystery and invitation. God doesn't always speak through thunder. Sometimes he visits through symbols. The whisper in the dark may carry the answer to prayers you've long since stopped voicing aloud. Imagine this. You lie in stillness, and the air itself seems to hum. A scene unfolds before your inner eye, not fantasy, but divine language. You see faces, paths, moments yet to happen. Some feel so real that when you awaken, your heart still races. These aren't mere echoes of your day, they are previews of purpose. There's a woman named Illyra who once felt lost in endless waiting. One night, she dreamed she was standing in a desert, holding a lantern with only a small flicker of light. She looked up and saw two figures standing on a distant hill, beckoning her forward. When she awoke, she felt peace she couldn't explain. Months later, she found herself stepping into a calling she had once feared. The dream had been instruction in disguise. Dreams from heaven rarely flatter, they prepare. Sometimes they warn, showing you where not to step. Other times, they affirm, confirming that you are still on the right path. The keeper of doors often uses dreams to reveal what's opening, while the messenger of fire shows what must still be purified. If you ever wake from a dream with tears or trembling, don't dismiss it. Write it down. The Spirit hides meaning in layers, and what seems mysterious at first may become clear later. Interpretation is not instant. It unfolds like dawn, slowly revealing the shape of what was hidden in darkness. There are nights when you won't remember what you've seen, but you'll wake, changed, calmer, clearer, strengthened. That's how heaven works. Some messages are meant to be remembered. Others are meant simply to restore your soul. The vision in the night is both gift and test. Will you trust what you cannot fully explain? Will you believe that the same God who parts seas can speak in symbols? Those who listen find that the line between dream and destiny begins to blur until the two become one continuous story. Sometimes, the angels deliver dreams not only to answer your prayers but to plant new ones. You'll dream of nations, faces you've never seen, purposes you've yet to live. Those dreams are not about grandeur. They are assignments being written in your sleep. When you wake, you'll feel the residue of heaven on your skin, the kind of peace that lingers long after consciousness returns. That is the confirmation that what you saw was not imagination. The Spirit has visited you, and your nights are now as sacred as your days. If you feel that this word touches your current season, that you've been sensing God speaking more often through dreams or quiet impressions, mark this moment in faith. Write 555 below. That number isn't superstition. It's a symbol of grace multiplied. A sign that you are listening when heaven whispers. When you type it, you're saying, I receive the vision, and I will remember. For even as you rest, heaven is working. The angels keep watch. And the Spirit writes, while you sleep, you may close your eyes in silence. But when morning comes, revelation will follow. So if your nights feel heavy with mystery, do not fear them. Each dream is a letter from heaven, sealed in symbols, waiting for your heart to open and understand. And when dawn arrives, pause before rushing into the noise of the day. Reflect, breathe, and remember sometimes revelation hides in fragments, and wisdom is born in stillness. When heaven chooses someone, it doesn't only anoint them, it aligns them. You are now walking in supernatural alignment where time, purpose, and grace meet in perfect rhythm. This is the stage where your spirit learns to move as heaven moves. No longer chasing what is not yours. No longer resisting what is. The angels walk beside you, and their presence feels different now. It is quieter, more focused. Their wings do not blaze with fire or thunder anymore. They glide like steady currents of wind, guiding your steps with precision. You are no longer learning obedience, you are living it. Alignment is not about constant motion, it's about synchronized stillness. Moving only when heaven moves. The keeper of doors steps forward first, holding a scroll smaller than the last. It carries only one phrase, yet it glows with endless meaning. Walk in rhythm, not in rush. You begin to understand that destiny is not a race. It's a dance between surrender and trust. The more you release control, the more life begins to harmonize around you. Scripture says in the Gospel of John, chapter 15, verse 5, I am the vine, you are the branches. If you remain in me and I in you, You will bear much fruit. Apart from me, you can do nothing. Oh, those words become your compass. You are learning to abide, to live from presence, not pressure. Heaven's alignment doesn't mean ease, it means flow. The storms still come, but they can't uproot what's deeply anchored. You are beginning to see that every challenge, every delay, every redirection was designed to tune your spirit to heaven's tempo. There's a story of a young man named Theo who constantly struggled with timing. He would see visions, receive dreams, yet always move too fast, anxious to fulfill what he saw. Each time, he stumbled. Finally, exhausted, he prayed, "Lord, I'll stop forcing what you haven't finished forming." That night, he dreamed of a clock without hands, just light spinning in perfect circles. The next season of his life brought peace, favor, and progress. But not because he worked harder, because he had learned to wait in rhythm. That is what alignment feels like. Peace that doesn't depend on results. Confidence that doesn't come from control. You begin to notice the gentle nudges, the sense to call someone, to pause before a decision, to speak when silence feels easier. Heaven communicates not through volume, but through vibration. Those who walk in alignment learn to feel the unseen pulse of divine direction. The messenger of fire still moves with you, though his flame burns differently now. It's not a consuming blaze, it's a lamp guiding your path. The keeper of doors continues to open what belongs to you, but no longer in sudden bursts now. It happens like sunrise, gradual, inevitable, glorious. Alignment also means separation. You may find certain people fading quietly from your orbit. It isn't rejection, it's refinement. God is shaping your circle to match your calling. In alignment, not every voice can stay close, because not every frequency matches the sound heaven is producing through you. The angels ensure this separation happens gently, with honor and peace. Imagine standing in a vast river at dawn. The water moves around you, soft yet powerful. You can't control its current, but if you let go, it carries you exactly where you're meant to go. That is what supernatural alignment feels like, effortless direction within divine flow. You no longer need to fight for recognition or validation. Heaven knows your name. The doors opening now are not results of striving. They are rewards of surrender. Everything that belongs to you will arrive without struggle. Because what's meant for you doesn't require force. It recognizes you when you're ready. You'll also find that your words begin to carry unusual weight. Conversations shift atmospheres. Simple encouragement becomes revelation. This is not arrogance, it's anointing, aligning with assignment. The angels stand close when you speak, ensuring that every word released in love multiplies its impact. There's a quiet joy in alignment, a knowing that even when life looks uncertain, the unseen plan is unfolding flawlessly. You start to move with heaven's rhythm, step by step, heartbeat by heartbeat. And so you walk not ahead, not behind, but in perfect time. The earth may spin, seasons may change, but your spirit remains steady. The same God who called you, purified you, and mantled you, now guides your every breath in perfect alignment. You are no longer chasing signs, they now follow you. Every step becomes sacred rhythm, every pause, divine timing. Alignment has turned your journey into worship, and your obedience into melody, eternal. In the courts of heaven, there is a gathering unlike any other, the commissioning of the chosen. You have walked through fire, endured testing, embraced alignment, and now heaven prepares to send you forth. This is not a ceremonial moment of pride, but a sacred recognition of readiness. The angels who have journeyed with you stand at your sides, silent but radiant, their wings folded in reverence. The time of preparation ends. The season of assignment begins. The scene is breathtaking. Light descends from above like waterfalls of gold. You feel it moving across your shoulders, the mantle you received earlier now glowing with new life. Around you, the sound of countless voices rises in harmony. Not chaotic, but perfectly tuned. Every tone carries a single declaration. The one who said yes is ready. You kneel, not because you are forced, but because your spirit cannot do otherwise. The very ground beneath you seems to pulse with life. You realize that obedience has become its own language, one heaven fully understands. You are not speaking now, you are being spoken through. The voice that fills the court is not thunderous, but steady. It carries the depth of oceans and the calm of dawn. It says, "The time of hiding is over. The time of carrying is now." At those words, the keeper of doors approaches with a small vial of oil, clear, radiant, alive with light. He anoints your hands. The messenger of fire anoints your heart. Between the two, a seal is formed, one that cannot be broken by man or circumstance. According to the writings of the prophet Haggai, chapter 2, verse 9, "The glory of this present house will be greater than the glory of the former house, and in this place I will grant peace, declares the Lord Almighty." Those words ring across the chamber like music. You begin to understand their meaning, not that your past was worthless, but that it was preparation. Everything you have lived through was shaping the capacity for what now begins. Glory increases through surrender, not striving. There's a story heaven often tells, a tale of a shepherd named Ammon who never sought greatness. For years, he cared for his flock faithfully, hidden in the hills, unseen by the world. Yet one night, an angel came with a trumpet of light and said, "The king calls you to speak for him." Trembling, Ammon followed, never realizing his simple obedience would ignite revival across his land. He was not chosen because of eloquence or power, but because heaven could trust his heart. You stand now in that same posture of trust. The Father looks upon you and sees not perfection, but willingness. Heaven does not send the flawless, it sends the faithful. You have become a vessel through which divine intention will move freely. The angels begin to sing again, their voices weaving into a symphony that feels alive. The melody rises like wind through trees, flowing into your spirit. As they sing, the atmosphere changes. The commissioning is complete. You are now released, not away from heaven, but into its work on earth. When you rise, something feels different. The air itself seems to yield before you, as though creation recognizes the authority now resting upon you. It's not pride, it's peace, the kind that anchors purpose. The keeper of doors walks beside you, whispering, "Every step from this moment is sacred." The messenger of fire follows, adding softly, "And every word you speak carries weight." You are not being sent to chase signs or wonders, they will accompany you naturally. You are being sent to carry presence. The mark of the commissioned is not applause but atmosphere. Wherever you go, heaven will go too. There will be days when you'll question this calling, when the weight of responsibility feels heavy. Remember those who watched your commissioning. Remember the oil, the seal, the voice that declared, "You ready?" Those moments are unshakable proof that you do not walk alone. As you step forward, the light behind you never fades. The angels remain in motion, unseen yet near. Their wings carry the echoes of that holy declaration through every space you enter. You have been entrusted with something eternal. The world may see only an ordinary person, but heaven sees its ambassador. You are not just sent, you are sealed. Not just called, you are commissioned. And from this moment on, your steps will leave trails of light behind you, marking the path for others who will one day rise and answer their own call. Every breath you take from this moment carries divine intent. You no longer walk alone. Heaven's purpose now walks within you, alive, luminous, and unshakably eternal. Every crown is preceded by a battle, and every battle reveals the heart of the crowned. The moment heaven's seal touched you, the war around your life intensified, not as punishment, but as prophecy. The crown you are walking toward is not made of gold or jewels, but of endurance, faith, and steadfast love. Yet before it rests upon your head, the final testing comes. The air feels different now, thicker, heavier, as though the unseen is watching closely. The messenger of fire stands ready, his sword flickering like sunlight through rain. The keeper of doors tightens his grip on the key, guarding the entrance to your next realm of purpose. You feel it, the weight of destiny pressing on your spirit, asking, will you still believe when belief costs everything? Heaven knows the answer. Yet it allows the question for revelation, not for doubt. The war before the crown is not about enemies, it's about endurance. It's about proving that your heart can hold peace even when storms surround it. The Apostle Paul wrote in his second letter to the Corinthians, chapter 4, verse 17, "For our light and momentary troubles are achieving for us en éternelle glory, that outweighs them all." Those words are not meant to dismiss pain, they redefine it. Every trial you face is adding unseen weight to your glory. The suffering you endure today is crafting the strength you will carry tomorrow. You are being refined, not reduced. There was once a woman named Elise who faced betrayal at the height of her faith. Everything she trusted collapsed overnight. Friends turned silent. Opportunities vanished. She thought she'd failed God. But heaven whispered, "You are not falling apart, you are being reforged." For months, her only prayer was tears. But through those tears, she found something holy, unshakable peace. And when her season turned, she discovered that her crown was not in the outcome, but in her obedience. This is the war you stand in now, the space between promise and fulfillment, between anointing and appointment. You may feel weary, but don't mistake fatigue for defeat. The angels are near, strengthening your stance. Every moment you choose faith over fear, heaven records it as victory. Picture yourself on a battlefield of light. Around you, the air hums with unseen energy. Every doubt that approaches dissolves before touching you. You are not merely surviving, you are learning to reign. The war before the crown isn't meant to break you. It's meant to reveal that you've already won. And when victory comes, It doesn't arrive with noise, it arrives with stillness. You'll wake one morning and realize that the heaviness has lifted. The same fire that once tested you now burns within you. Peace replaces striving. Gratitude replaces fear. The crown rests not on your head, but within your heart. Now pause. In this sacred stillness, ask yourself, what does it mean to wear a crown made of obedience? It means choosing love when anger is easier. It means forgiving when revenge feels justified. It means standing firm when others walk away. Your crown isn't handed to you, it grows from within you. When you like this message, think of it as lighting a candle in the midst of the battlefield, a quiet act that says, "I still believe." When you share, imagine it as passing that candle to another weary warrior, letting them know they're not fighting alone. And when you subscribe, see it as building a circle of firelight, souls standing shoulder to shoulder, choosing faith together. Each action becomes a ripple through eternity. Small but sacred, a testament that hope is still alive. Every time you press that button, it's as if your light joins thousands of others, forming a constellation that heaven watches with joy. This isn't algorithmic, it's prophetic. It's what happens when the faithful gather their flames to keep the night at bay. And if this message meets you in the middle of your own battle, let heaven hear your quiet agreement type, "I keep shining," below. It's not just a comment, it's a declaration. Every time those words appear, it's as though another torch is lifted on the field. Another signal that faith still stands amid the storm. You don't carry a sword in this war, you carry radiance. The battlefield may look dark, but you crowned, cleansed, aligned are the light that darkness cannot comprehend. And as the angels watch, heaven smiles. The war before the crown is ending. The sound of victory isn't a shout. It's a sigh, the deep breath of a soul finally resting in purpose. Carry your flame forward. Chosen one. The crown is already forming in light unseen. And every step you take is another note in heaven's song of triumph. When the final battle quiets, when every shadow has been chased away by light, the moment of fulfillment arrives, the moment when the promise becomes visible. The angels who once guarded your process now stand behind you in reverent silence. They know what comes next. The King himself calls you forward, and the weight of your journey begins to make sense. The air feels different. It hums with completion. What began as trembling surrender has matured into steady authority. You have not become flawless, you have become faithful. The scars you carry no longer ache, they shine. The pain you endured no longer defines you, it now speaks through you. Heaven does not waste wounds, it turns them into testimony. Before you, a great expanse of light opens, shimmering like liquid gold. You step into it, and the sound of heaven's choir rises once more. This time, it isn't a song of battle or of calling, it is a song of crowning. The melody carries both triumph and tenderness, as though eternity itself is celebrating your endurance. It is declared in the book of James, chapter 1, verse 12. Blessed is the one who perseveres under trial, for they will receive the crown of life from the Lord above. You have stood the test. Every trial, every tear, every silence, all of it now folds into this single moment. The crown of completion is not a symbol of superiority, but of surrender fully realized. It represents the point where your will and heaven's will have become one. The keeper of doors approaches first. Holding a small vessel filled with light, he dips his hand into it and traces a mark across your forehead. It burns for a moment, not with pain, but with recognition. You are now marked as one who finished the race. The messenger of fire steps forward, holding something wrapped in flame. As the light unfolds, you see it, the crown, alive, breathing with radiance. It is not heavy. It fits perfectly, molded by every trial you endured. The moments that once broke you shaped it. The choices that seemed insignificant engraved its detail. The tears that once fell like ashes became its jewels. Every sorrow was redeemed into beauty. The angels lower their heads as the crown settles on you. Heaven records it, the promise fulfilled. You are no longer just a follower, you are a carrier. Authority flows through you not because you demanded it, but because you survived what others surrendered to. The fire that once purified now empowers. The peace that once seemed fleeting now governs you. This is the reward of the faithful. Stability in the midst of change. Clarity in the midst of noise. Love in the midst of resistance. There's a story told among the elders in heaven about a child who was given a small candle at birth. The candle's flame flickered weakly at first, often threatened by wind, but the child protected it through every storm. Years passed, and when the child finally reached the throne, the candle had become a torch, blazing with eternal fire. The king smiled and said, "You carried what was mine through every night. Now it carries you. That is what your crown means. It is the fire you protected. Now protecting you, you begin to walk forward, and the atmosphere bends with reverence. Everything that once resisted you now bows. The angels follow, their wings moving in slow rhythm. They are not guarding you anymore, they are honoring you. You have become what you were always meant to be, a reflection of perseverance wrapped in light. Your steps leave traces of gold dust in the air, small fragments of divine memory. Each one tells a story of nights spent in prayer, of forgiveness offered in silence, of faith kept when logic failed. The crown glows brighter with each memory, as if fed by gratitude itself. There is no more striving. There is no more need to prove. Heaven is not impressed by effort. It rejoices in endurance. You have learned that true strength is quiet, that true glory is gentle, and that true victory is found in stillness. As you lift your eyes, you see the horizon ahead, endless, radiant, filled with new beginnings. This is not the end. It is the continuation of glory. The crown you wear is not the finish line. It is the key to new assignments. For those who endure, heaven never stops expanding the story. And so you stand crowned not above others, but among them, a living testimony that obedience never ends in emptiness. You are proof that faith, even when unseen, always finds fulfillment. The angels smile, the heavens settle, the crown glows brighter still, and from within your heart, a quiet knowing rises. This is what grace looks like when it finishes its work. There is a sound that never fades, the echo of your yes. It travels farther than time, beyond the limits of flesh and memory. When you first surrendered, heaven heard it as a whisper. Now, it resounds across eternity as a song of completion. Every act of obedience releases a ripple that never dies. What began in weakness has become a vibration that shifts generations. The angels who once guarded your journey now gather again, not to protect, but to bear witness. Their armor glows with reflected light from your crown. The battle is over, but the story continues. Heaven does not erase what was, it amplifies it. Every victory, every scar, every small step of faith becomes part of a symphony that will play forever. It is written in the book of Hebrews, chapter 12, verse 1. Therefore, since we are surrounded by such a great cloud of witnesses, let us throw off everything that hinders and the sin that so easily entangles, and let us run with perseverance the race marked out for us. None. You are now among those witnesses, the ones whose stories illuminate the path for others. Your obedience is not buried with time, it becomes legacy. The echo of your surrender will reach hearts you will never meet, heal wounds you will never see, and awaken souls you will never speak to. This is how heaven works through echoes that never end. The messenger of fire approaches first. His flame burns gentler now, no longer purging, but illuminating. He says nothing. His gaze carries understanding. The keeper of doors stands beside him, key in hand, smiling faintly. Together, they look at you not as one who needs guidance, but as one who has become it. The angels know their part of the story is complete. A great wind moves through heaven's fields, carrying scents of rain and myrrh. The light shifts, revealing a tapestry woven with radiant threads. You recognize moments of your life stitched into it, each choice, each trial, each moment of faith forming patterns that only now make sense. What once felt random was deliberate. Every delay was design. You walk closer, and the tapestry begins to move, rippling with life. It stretches forward, beyond sight, its threads connecting with others. You realize that your obedience didn't end with you, it became part of something vast. Your yes intertwined with the yes of countless others, forming the living fabric of redemption. There's a story whispered among the angels about one whose faith was so steadfast that even after death, her prayers continued to bear fruit. Seeds she planted decades earlier blossomed in hearts she never met. That is the power of an eternal echo. It outlives time. Heaven measures obedience, not in moments, but in impact. You stand now in that awareness. The crown on your head glows softly, its light flowing outward rather than upward. It's no longer for you, it's for those who will follow. The angels kneel, not in worship, but in honor, for heaven celebrates completion with humility. The Father's presence fills the atmosphere warm, encompassing, infinite. You hear his voice again, the same voice that called you long ago, speaking softly, "Well done. You carried light through darkness, and now you shine in me." His words don't thunder, they rest. Like sunlight over still water, you look around and see others, rising souls who heard the echo of your life. Some you knew, others you didn't. Yet all were touched by the vibration of your obedience. It's a revelation beyond language, that every act of surrender becomes a seed of eternity planted in another heart. The messenger of fire places his hand on your shoulder one final time. The keeper of doors raises his key, and light pours through the unseen veil ahead. You realize this isn't farewell, it's continuation. Your work on earth was a verse, eternity is the chorus. You step forward, the ground glowing beneath your feet. Ach, step sings. The angels watch, smiling. The crown hums with harmony, resonating with heaven's rhythm. And as you walk deeper into light, you understand the fullness of it all. Obedience was never loss, it was creation. Somewhere, far below, another soul feels a stirring, a whisper in their heart, a pull towards surrender. They don't know it yet, but it's the echo of your yes reaching them. The same divine melody that once awakened you is now awakening another. You are no longer just a chosen one, you are a sound, a light, a continuation of heaven's eternal story. The angels fade from sight, their work complete. The song rises, and in that timeless expanse of glory, your echo becomes indistinguishable from the voice of God Himself. The story ends where it began, with a single word spoken in faith, still reverberating through eternity. Yes. And now the story closes, but not truly ends. The scroll remains open, the ink still warm, the echoes of your yes still rising through eternity. Heaven's song, continue, and somewhere within it, your name still glows. You have walked through fire, through silence, through wind and light. You have been chosen, purified, aligned, and crowned. And now, you are sent, carrying heaven's heartbeat into a world still learning to listen. The angels step back, their wings folding in quiet satisfaction. The messenger of fire smiles, his flame soft and golden. The keeper of doors nods once, the final seal pressed upon your destiny. You are ready. Heaven has done its work. The next word belongs to you. Pause here. Breathe deeply. Feel the presence surrounding you. The same light that once guided you now flows through you. You are not merely a listener, you are now a living continuation of this message. Every choice from this moment will echo heaven's rhythm through the earth. If these words have stirred something deep within you, let that stirring take form. When you like this message, imagine it as a spark rising from your spirit, one more flame joining heaven's fire. When you share, see it as opening your hands, releasing light to those still standing in shadows. And when you subscribe, think of it as stepping into an unbroken circle of those who walk in divine purpose, hearts beating together beneath heaven's gaze. And finally, if this journey has spoken to your soul, write, "My story continues," below. Let it be your amen, not an ending, but an awakening, because the scroll is still turning, the angels are still watching, and your story, God's story through you, is just beginning.